What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ Prospect Profile. So I want to focus in on Danny Moynihan of the Halifax Mooseheads, who's projected to go somewhere in the third or fourth round in this June's NHL entry draft down in Philly, or up in Philly. I'm back in Florida now, so geographically. He's playing for the Halifax Mooseheads in the queue, again, as I sound like a broken record. Native of Windham, New Hampshire, so, New England kid going up there. Didn't have a great year offensively for a high-powered Moose team, but I think the Moosehead team, which we'll get to in a second, he had 26 points in 68 games, 66 penalty minutes. Went up there with his brother Connor, both obviously New Hampshire natives. Danny played for the Monarchs, one of the better programs in New England, from Midgetown up. But again, he's kind of a draft and see. Like I sound like a broken record with this draft, but a lot of these guys you're drafting for 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, and it's just that a lot of these guys aren't ready. I mean, he's not a bad sized kid. He's 6'1", 6'2", but he's only about 190 pounds. You'd like to see him fill out his frame a little more. And he's a late 95, so the birth year thing he has 1 year of juniors after this season, 1 year junior. And I watched him play the other night for Halifax in the playoffs, and I think Halifax has as strong a case to win the Q as any team, and arguably a strong case to win the Memorial Cup as any team, even without Nathan McKinnon. I think it's funny if McKinnon was 15 days older, he'd be back up there right now. And I think he'd definitely get them over the hump. I mean, he's done okay as an NHL rookie, but I think a kid like Moynihan, there was a learning curve in his first year in the queue, and for a New England kid to go up there, it's a culture shock. It's plain and simple. One of my fellow kids from the New England states. I wish I could say Masshole, but he's from as we so eloquently call New Hampshire, Cow Hampshire. It's that kid, but I think he's got two-way upside. I think he's got some tenacity. And I'm curious to see what he does next year in the with Halifax, because it's essentially a foregone conclusion. Jonathan Drouin will be down here in Tampa next year, and I think the Oilers and a few other guys. How does he step up with Moynihan? They'll obviously have one of the best goalies in the history of junior with Fakali back there. But how does Moynihan's game expand? I think if you're a team drafting him, you're looking at he had kind of the ups and downs, the peaks and valleys of a first year in a new league, upper competition in the Empire Junior League, that's for sure. But what can he do next year when there's more onus put on him, when he has a more expanded role, when he's playing more minutes of the power play? That's what you're looking at. And I think he's definitely worth investing a fourth-round pick in. I think, he's a kid that you put the pick in, you let him sit in juniors for a year, then you figure out maybe he needs an overage year. I usually avoid saying that. My thing is get him in pro hockey as soon as possible, but maybe he does need it. Maybe it's best for his development. But I think next year is going to be a huge year for his long and short term potential as a professional hockey player. And I think he'll be he's another kid I'd love to sit down with and interview in Philly, but we'll see how that works out. But anyway, that's on this episode of the Power Play with CJ Prospect Profiles on Daniel Moynihan of the Halifax Mooseheads. Stay tuned for more episodes for the season and beyond. Later, guys.